Hello, my name is Ernesto Rodriguez, and I'll be talking about children with shaken baby syndrome and how the disability affects families and child in the classroom. It's also important to note that shaken baby syndrome is also called traumatic brain injury or abusive head trauma, as we will be using these terms interchangeably in describing the symptoms. Shaken baby syndrome is a critical condition that could negatively affect individuals in multiple ways. Some of the symptoms of shaken baby syndrome are blindness, hearing loss, seizures, developmental delays, impaired intellect, speech, memory, attention and learning difficulties, mental retardation, and cerebral palsy. In focus, individuals with these symptoms will need support with vision, language, motor, auditory, social, and cognitive tasks. Individuals with this disability must also be monitored for any critical health threats that might present themselves. In order to best support a family member who has shaken baby syndrome, it is considered that they are given treatment as early as possible. To support a family member with shaken baby syndrome, the state and school provide free services that can help them when they are still developing. Some services, such as speech and physical therapy, can be given to these individuals before the age of 3. After the age of 3, the school's special education program can continue to provide these children with continuous support and occupational therapy that will give them the skills to live independently. For the family unit living with an individual who might have shaken baby syndrome, family interventions and support programs should be explored at the school or in the state in order for the family to collaborate and contribute to the support of the individual. Furthermore, stress relieving programs and management skills need to be taught to the family in order for them to best deal with the changes and responsibilities required to live with a family member who might have shaken baby syndrome. In school, the environment must be accessible to students who have the disability. Social interaction should be enforced, and speech therapy should be given in an intensive manner in order to provide these students with the social and language components that they require in society. Visual and auditory accommodations must be presently available to students with shaken baby syndrome in case they may have difficulties with learning the material. Furthermore, any form of gross motor movement should be assisted. For example, if the student needs to go to the bathroom or to lunch, someone must provide the students with assistance to make sure that they don't get hurt. In terms of cognitive support, the family member with shaken baby syndrome will need to be provided with accommodations that lead to memory retention at home and at school. Educators and other professionals will need to collaborate with the family of the student to make sure that any information provided in class is also taught at home. Reading activities should be practiced in school as well as with other family members in order to provide language and reading skills to the individual with the symptoms. The student should also consider having a form of planner which may help them organize, focus, and remind them of any important events or tasks. Movement therapy should also be provided in school and then practiced at home under the guidance and supervision of either a professional or a family member. One should also remember that constant encouragement should be given to the individual with shaken baby syndrome, as it takes a great commitment in order for children with disability to actually learn. Perhaps the greatest challenge of living with an individual with abusive head trauma is that constant support must be given, whether it may be trying to move around, learning something new, or doing daily household duties. These children will need supervision at all times. Simply trying to support the needs of these individuals will not be enough. Family members must collaborate in a way that their lifestyle revolves around the needs of the individual with shaken baby syndrome. Younger siblings of children with this disability would need to take on the older role of caring for the individual as well as maintain a higher level of responsibility. The family as a whole must be able to carry the responsibility as well, and they must be able to carry the burden that comes with the disability. In the social context, it is important that family members are able to deal with negative attitudes and actions that might present themselves. In conclusion, in order to care for a family member with abusive head trauma, one will need to change their lifestyle in order to provide for the needs of the individual. Family members should be reminded how collaboration can go a long way and how support for the individual is a group effort that requires as much compassion and love as they might have for each other. Each and every family member must be reminded of the behavior difficulties that the shaken baby syndrome child might have. Learning and language should be taught in conjunction in a way that can help these individuals memorize the material. Furthermore, children with shaken baby syndrome need to be encouraged and efforts should be celebrated as they may be fighting their own battles with this disability. Student mobility should also be monitored but not hindered. Individuals with shaken baby syndrome should be allowed to explore the limits of their individual capabilities and not the limits of the general disability. In the end, the act of supporting an individual with shaken baby syndrome is its own reward that will ultimately change one's own lifestyle.